Hello everyone, my name is Jose Garcia here at Design Visionaries, and today I want to give you an example of something that you might run into as you use NX. As you can see here, I have a component from the designer that they have sent to me, and what they did was they created two solid bodies in one part file. As you can see, there's one part there, and then there's one part up here. Now, unfortunately, in some situations, you want to split these up so that you can work on them independently in an assembly. That way, when you create your bill of materials or what have you, it reports correctly. Or maybe you're just one of the die-hard old school users, right, who prefers to have things separate in an assembly. And so that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. The first thing you're going to have to do is do a product interface. Now, we've already talked about this command in previous videos, so if you have concerns or questions about it, go ahead and take a look at that video. But we're going to do a product interface so we can output both of these components. So in order to do that, all you're going to do is come up here into the Assemblies, and we're going to go and say Interface. Now this is NX 1953, which is the newest version of NX, but in older versions it's just called Product Interface. So go ahead and choose this button here. Now it's asking you what you want to output. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and drop the object type from automatic to body. And I'm going to say that I want this body here. Click. Now, as you can see, I already had the flat portion there already made, but if I wanted to do it, I would just, move my mouse over to this flat portion and select it. So I have both of them already in here, as you can see. The first one I called the flat portion. This one I'm going to right click and I'm going to say interface properties, and I will call this the top portion. And I'll say OK. So we have successfully output both of these as a solid body. So now we're going to go ahead and say OK on that. And now it's time to create our part files that will independently grab these two components. So I'm going to go ahead and say File New. It just has to grab some data from the server. That's why it takes a little bit of a while. But let's just give it some time. There we go. And let's say that we're going to go ahead and throw this in our desktop, and we're going to go ahead and call this the top case. We're going to go ahead and say OK on that. And I'm just going to change the background to dark. I really love this dark theme that they've added in 1953. It's pretty awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and say Assemblies. And there is a wave interface linker above the product interface that you just did in the previous step. So go ahead and select this. Now it's asking you to select something that has a product interface. Well, if you remember, the one that we did was the main button 5.prt. And I'm going to choose the top portion here. That's what I'm going to use for this top case part. I'll say OK. And as you can see, there's my component right there. I'll do the exact same thing for the bottom portion, so I'll say File New. Again, give it some time. It just needs to get data from the server. And we'll call this bottom case. Okay. Now we can do the exact same thing. We can say Wave Interface Linker. And we will go ahead and choose main button 5, and it's the flat portion like so. So now we have both of these parts independent, and we have them as separate parts. So if we were to create an assembly of this, you should expect that it would look something like this. And that's because their positions are with respect to the coordinate system of the original part. So just to test our theory out, let's go ahead and create an assembly that includes the default position for the top case and the default position for the bottom case. I'll say File, New. Just give that some time, and we will choose the assembly part file. Choose the assembly English. Go and say OK. Now let's start by adding our bottom case, and we will fix that in place like so. Now if we add the top case, we expect it to show up in the exact same position as it was in the main parent file. So if I say add a component, and I bring in the top case like so, and then I fix it in place, as you can see, they are in the exact same position as the parent part file, except now we have two different part files, the bottom case and the top case. So if you ever run into a situation where you need to have this thing as separate bodies in order to bring them into your assembly, this would be the way to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Should you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. We'll happily answer them. Other than that, thank you so much. Have a good day.